Okay, using what we've gone over with all of our lookup functions, let's do some practice examples with a different data set. The prompt for these examples is to use the data from the Customer Data tab to populate the blank columns in the Orders data. Bring in the columns using a VLOOKUP, index match, and XLOOKUP on the respective tabs. So here on the Customer Data tab, we have a list of our customers. We have our name, industry, sales rep, branch, customer rating, and customer ID. And on these three tabs, we have a list of transactions where we have order, the date, total revenue, and customer ID. And we want to populate this data so that it is a little more useful than just producing a customer ID. You'll notice we have 500 rows in this data set, so we have a lot of rows that we can't just look up easily. So let's start with a VLOOKUP here. And the first step is really to identify what's the unique lookup value that we're going to use. So as you can probably guess, this customer ID is in both data sets, and so that looks like a great lookup value for us to use. So we'll type equals VLOOKUP, and the lookup value will be this customer ID. We'll press a comma and then select our table array. We'll come here, and then we'll hit F4 there. And then the column index, in this case, customer name is the first column, so we'll type a 1, and then we'll type a false. Now, if you've been paying attention, you'll know that this is going to give us an error. And the reason is this customer ID is not found in the first column that we selected. As a reminder, with VLOOKUPs, the first column has to be the column that you have your lookup value in. So it did not find the customer ID in column A, so it returned an error. There are a couple ways that you can handle this. You can come over here and just create another table where you're basically repeating the same things over here, and then pull it over. And then in your lookup table, you could reference F through K. Another option is just to switch the order of our table a little bit. So we'll come in here and add a column and just move customer ID over to column A. So now that we have customer ID in the right place, let's come in here and do our VLOOKUP again. Type equals VLOOKUP, and we're going to refer to this customer ID. We'll hit F4 3 times so that it stays in column D. Select the customer ID right there, and hit F4 again. Press comma, and we want customer name, which is the second column, and then type false. And we get Vandalay Industries. If we pull this formula over again, we're just going to get Vandalay Industries repeated over because we haven't changed that column index number. Let's add a column, let's add a row right here to make this formula a little bit easier. As I discussed in the tricks section of this course, we can add a row here to refer to our column number. So we'll type a 2 there, and then we could even do a formula here so that we're increasing our number by 1 always. Again, not super hard to do when you're only bringing in 5 columns, but you might need to bring in a lot more. So clicking into this formula, instead of that 2, we're going to select this 2 right here and change it so that it's always referring to column 1. Then if we pull this formula over, it's going to bring in each one of those fields for customer 1313 based on these column index numbers. We can highlight these cells, double click, and now we've got all of our customer names in this information. Let's move on to index and match. And let's actually take this customer ID column and put it back on the right side of our table, just like it was before. We'll include it in both at the beginning and the end, just so it doesn't mess up the VLOOKUP that we already did. But let's pretend for this index match problem that our data did not have the customer ID in the first column. The reason why I point that out is because that's one of the benefits of index and match. Your first column doesn't need to be the customer ID. So we'll type equals index, and the array is the return array that we want to return. So in this case, we want to return customer at first, and we'll leave those columns unlocked so that we can pull the formula over. We'll press a comma, and for the row number, we want to do a match function. The match lookup value is this customer ID. We'll press F4 a few times so that it stays in column D. Press a comma, and the lookup array, again, we'll select this customer ID, which would be at the far right of the table. Because we're always going to want to look in that customer ID, we'll hit F4 to lock those cells. The match type will be a 0 so that we get an exact match. And now we have Vandelay Industries right there. And we can pull that over, and we don't need to mess with any column index numbers at all because it's just changing that column reference because we left it unlocked. We can select this, pull it down, and we get all of the same information. Okay, doing the exact same thing for XLOOKUP here. So let's type equals XLOOKUP. The lookup value is going to be in D2. We'll hit F4 so it stays in column D. The lookup array is going to be the lookup value. Again, we'll select this customer ID on the far right of the table, and we'll lock those references. Press a comma, and then we'll return the customer name, and we'll keep those unlocked so we can pull the formula over. And now when we pull the formula over, it's going to give us the information that we need. You can see that XLOOKUP among the three options is by far the fastest. So again, if you have Microsoft 365 and you know your spreadsheets aren't going to be used by someone who doesn't have that function, I would use that function just because of the flexibility that it provides.